I thought it would be fun to look at weird things New Yorkers exclusively do. And let me tell you, New Yorkers are weird, but it's okay, because weird is good here. Ah. Oh no, I got a mark on my merch. As always, before I get into this list, not every point applies to every single person or every single thing. That's what makes it a list. It's full of generalizations. Ergo, list. Vis-a-vis quid pro quo. AKA.
The number of the day is...
New Yorkers can multitask on the subway. They can do all sorts of things standing up on the subway. They can read a book, they can multitask and eat a salad, they can eat a roast dinner. No, I'm not even joking. I actually saw somebody eating a roast dinner standing up on the subway, holding a pole in one hand, eating their roast dinner in the other. I can't even mime this. I don't even know how they did it, but they did. They're very good at multitasking on the subway. Honest to God, I'm trying to watch all 67 episodes of Game of Thrones before the new series comes out, and I thought it would be good if I could multitask by doing it, because there's a lot of episodes, but it's really hard. If I had some of that New York blood, maybe I could do it a bit more better. More better.
You know what would be even more better? If you told them to subscribe if they want to see that content.
The next thing all New Yorkers do is jaywalk. Now, jaywalking is not illegal in Ireland. On most parts of Europe, it's not actually illegal. Everywhere else in the world, it's just called crossing the road. But in America, jaywalking is a no-no. I were to believe that if you jaywalked, a copper would pull you over and tell you,
No, you may go to jail, little one.
But in New York, people seem to take jaywalking as a light suggestion to rebel. It's kind of like you see all the tourists standing at the stoplight and all the real New Yorkers like dodging, zigzagging in and out of all the traffic. Honestly, when I stood still at the traffic lights and waited for them to change so that I could walk, I felt like a goody-goody two-shoes. If you want to be a real New Yorker, you need to break some laws and cross that road when you want, like a European. The next one, I am certain I'm going to see people in the comments saying, well, I'm a New Yorker and I don't do that. But trust me when I say the vast majority of people in New York, be they blow-ins or whatever, definitely did not do this. They did not hold doors open for you. And this isn't a girl-boy thing. This is just if somebody's kind of coming about a meter behind you, you just kind of hold the door open. In New York, no, they do not hold the door open. They will let that door swing in your face before they'll hold it open. Almost to their detriment, they'll let it close on you. I can say this in a quantifiable, scientific way. It happened about a cajillion times. Very scientific. And then when I went to hold the door open for people, they didn't say thank you. It was kind of strange. The door thing is just not a thing that they do in New York. So next time I go to New York, I'm going to be all about slamming doors in people's faces just to fit in. The next thing New Yorkers do that is almost exclusive to them, and I have to say it really is in a league of their own, is pay an extraordinary amount of rent. Here in Dublin city centre, the rent prices are extremely high for what they are. It's a small cosmopolitan city, but you can guess you'd pay anywhere for a 2-bed apartment in Dublin city centre from about 1,600 to even 2,500. That'd be in Dublin city centre, 2-bed apartment, that's what you pay. However, in New York, I see people sharing apartments with 5 or 6 other people for over $1,000 a month each. That's crazy. I do see the appeal though. New York is super cool and I get why you'd want to live there. There is so much happening. But if you want to live in the middle of New York, you're going to be spending all your money on your rent. Just your rent. I don't even know how people afford to live. I don't know how they afford to eat food. I don't know how they afford to have a social life. By the way, I have a video coming up where I'm going to only spend $10 in a day in New York. It was hard. Trust me, it was hard.
So hungry. I'm so hungry.
In stark contrast to what everybody told me about New Yorkers are actually exceedingly helpful. I've always seen in movies and things that New Yorkers are supposedly very rude and unhelpful. Not so. Whenever I'd ask a New Yorker for directions or help somewhere, they couldn't help enough. In fact, most of the time you'd ask them where something was and they'd give you a breakdown on 15 things that it'd be better to do than the thing that you're gonna go do. So for example, I'd be like, oh, where's this restaurant? And they'd be like,
Why do you want to go there? You want to go here, here, and here.
Basically, every single New Yorker seems to be capable of writing their own help book for tourists. In the vast majority of experiences I had in New York, people were bending over backwards to help you. And that goes against everything I've ever been told about New Yorkers. So, you know what? They're actually helpful. In your face, people who said otherwise. The next thing New Yorkers do, and this could also be people visiting New York, it's very hard to discriminate between who is an actual New Yorker and who's a blow-in, but there were queues everywhere. New York people, as a group, queue. They queue for everything. They queue for food, they queue for shows, they queue for food, and also alcohol. Honest to God, everywhere I went, there was a queue for something. And a lot of times, I think people in the queue didn't even know what they were queuing for. And it was crazy kind of queues. Like queues overnight and queues where people were just queuing for chips and stuff. It was crazy, and I'm not a queuer. I don't like to queue. I did go to Comedy Cellar one night and I got a number kind of thing, but there were still people cutting in the queue, so the queue wasn't working. I don't enjoy to queue. Did I say that already? I did. Queuing sucks. But honestly, the queue was totally worth it because Comedy Cellar was amazing. The next thing is the New Yorker's soft side. Okay, I get it. When you first walk up to a New Yorker, they have a very stoic expression. You ask them a question and they give you a straight answer. But in my Irishness, it's kind of important that we have the banter. And I really enjoyed breaking down the New Yorkers in shops and stuff. And you get them to crack a smile and you just feel great about yourself. This is the nice thing about New Yorkers. They seem to have a really cool side once you kind of break through the outward exterior. And every single New Yorker I came across had a really genuine smile once you did crack through that outward barrier. Or perhaps that's all the fluoride in the water. Either way, it was really nice. And the number one thing that New Yorkers do that nobody anywhere else in the world does, but kind of they have in common with Londoners a little bit, is be completely unamused by everything. It's almost a challenge to act like they're unamused by everything. When I was on the subway a couple of times, people would get on and try and do like entertainment things for tips and stuff. One guy was playing the cello to a classical extreme level. Another two lads were pretending like they had no bones in their body. I can't do it. But this was cool stuff happening right in front of me. It was like America's Got Talent, but live and in person. And I know they were looking for tips, and they totally deserved their dollar. They deserved every cent of their dollar. But when you look around, you can totally spot the New Yorkers, because they're just there eating their salad, standing up on the subway as they do. And their expression's just like... And you gotta think, they gotta be a little bit amused to some degree. I know they've seen everything before, but you know, it's still cool. One thing that they didn't have a problem with was laughing when I dropped my food, which happened on a number of occasions, as you guys know, and every time I did that, they laughed. I don't know, maybe that broke through some kind of barrier of amusement that they don't see all the time, because other people can handle gravity in New York City, but not I. I hope you enjoyed this list. It was brought to you by two very special patrons. The first patron is Kelly T, who wants to thank Dr. Vandroff so much for the years of amazing care and for finally helping her to get the treatment she needed to allow her to travel to Ireland like she'd been talking about for years. From everything Kelly's told me, this guy sounds like a real hero. He pushed for her to get the treatment that she needed. Kelly had such kind things to say about him, so big shout out to you, Dr. Vandroff. Wish there were more people like you in the world. The next shout out goes to Jason Moir's son DJ. This is a picture of DJ in his new school picture, and he is indeed wearing a bow tie because, like Doctor Who says, they're cool. Unfortunately, no fez as yet. And that's it. Feel free to engage with one another in the comments in a respectful way, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a great weekend. Bye. Look who's back! It's Mr. Chewy! What did I bring you back from New York? Of all the things you wanted in the whole of New York, what did you want? A new toothbrush! Look at that. He absolutely loves toothbrushes. Like, loves them. Sorry. Okay. I've interrupted his toothbrushing.